Welcome guys to yet another video on hair. So this round we are going to be reviewing Bentonite Clay. I did a Bentonite Clay mask a few months back, just before having some braid, let's call them cornrows, and then some braid, and then now onto my dreads. So that's a story for another video, but for this one specifically, we're going to be reviewing the Bentonite Clay. So I got the Bentonite Clay, the Indian clay one. I'll show it to you in the video. But apart from that, the ingredients that we're gonna use is bentonite clay, the olive oil, extra virgin, and apple cider vinegar, and some water. And the things we're gonna be mixing with are, of course, going to be a bowl and some plastic spoon or a wooden. And let's get right into the video. So these are my ingredients, as you can see, and extra virgin oil, the apple cider vinegar, the bentonite clay, and the water. So I was already eager. Then I remembered I have to record this process. So I started recording, and we started with the clay. The measurement of the clay, you can use measuring cups, but I didn't have any. So I used my eyesight, like how African mothers, they use their hands or their eyesight to measure spices and food. So I think of myself like a brilliant chef. So I'm chefing with my hair. So I just measured enough to start. And after the bentonite clay, I went on to add 6 spoons of apple cider vinegar. Obviously, you shake it well because it settles. And for the apple cider vinegar, get the one for the mother specifically. If you go to the supermarket and ask for one, or just look for the one with the mother label down there, you're gonna see it. So 6 spoons. And for these measurements, I got them online on YouTube. And from also, I read some other articles before beginning this process. And after the vinegar, I went on to add how many spoons were there? I think three to 5 spoons of olive oil, which again extra virgin because that's the purest form of olive oil that I recommend. So, plus the beauty about getting the big one like this is the olive oil is multi-purpose. You can use it on your hair, you can use it on your skin, you can use it in cooking in the kitchen. So there's really no downsides to getting olive oil, just a plus all around. And when you mix these things together with the water, of course, the water I went on to mix how many spoons? It was supposed to be 6, but my technique was a bit off. Hmm. Again, overeager. Memwanga. Nimwanga hivi. But basically, I mixed the 6 spoons here. And why I'm using specifically a plastic spoon or a wooden one on the side is because when you use a metallic one, the, the properties in the bentonite clay and in the apple cider vinegar will bond to the spoon. This is all in the chemistry, but we want to avoid that, and we want to keep all those natural properties that help our hair and grow our hair. And that's why we use a wooden or a plastic spoon to get the most or to get the best benefits from this practice. Yeah. So you mix it up until it's viscous, and by viscous, I want us to get a yogurty or syrupy solution. From this yogurty or syrupy solution, we can be able to apply it on our hair with ease. It won't be spilling out. It will not be too much of a mess, and we can enjoy the process as we go about it. So again, yogurty or syrupy solution. I ended up adding a bit more bentonite clay than I cared to admit. This was because I overestimated the amount of hair I had on my head, and I underestimated the amount of bentonite clay you need on a head of hair. But honestly speaking, I have a big head of hair. Like, I have a lot of hair on my head. It's 4C, and it's usually very absorbent. It's the kind of hair that I don't know if you've ever heard of Fosi black hair magic. Black hair magic, where it can be as long as up to my navel, up to my neck, below my neck, and it can shrink up to this level. Literally, that's how I usually, let's say, morph myself. Wings transformings. I transform myself from time to time. People see me with long hair, then they see me with short hair, and they're like, "Hey, Ulinyoa." Like, no, 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 no. It's just for see. So again, I started with unplaiting my hair, and I kind of put it in bundles. This is because again, it has immense shrinkage. Anyone with 4C will understand, and I feel you. But we work with our God gifts, which I think this is a gift. Because as much as 4C has a lot of shrinkage, it also is very malleable, and you can put one of the best protective styles, and they will come out looking really good because your hair has that texture, has that malleability because it's 4C. So one of the reasons I'm using some gloves or some clinical gloves, you don't have to be clinical, but just some gloves, is because I started with doing it freehand and I saw it would be extremely messy. So I decided to go with the glove and chose to start applying it with the gloves, which I find it easier to do because it won't. When you're done with the process, you wanna have an easy transition from your application to you putting it in under a cup or some polythene for like 20 to 30 minutes for it to condition and really get those benefits out of the hair. It's a mask after all. It needs to sit with it for some time. So, foresight. This was all about foresight. So, I started, and with starting the process, I sectioned it out as usual, as I had said, 4 sections, and started with the front going backwards. First, first section, and what I found really surprising about the bentonite clay was my assumption going in was that it was gonna be really, since it's clay, I thought it's gonna be dryish and it's gonna be hard work, like getting into making all the clay get all over my hair. But it was really easy because I think when you mix the bentonite clay with the apple cider vinegar and the olive oil and the water, they have this conditioning and softening properties that allow you to apply it really easy into the hair. It wasn't as hard as I thought. The moment it touches your hair, it's like almost instantly absorbed and it's covering the whole follicle of the hair, causing it to soften and by default detangle your hair. So that that misconception was disproved, and all through I noticed that it had this very nice property of kind of helping my hair bounce back into its natural curl pattern. When you're used to putting your hair through a lot of manipulation, sometimes the curl patterns can just fade away in time. But this had this property of, like, in essence, it has this really good effect on revitalizing your curls. One of the reasons I chose to go with doing this mask was I needed to unclog my hair. I had put it in a protective style close to 2 to 3 months, and I noticed that as much as I was trying my best to do all the things that were necessary to grow out my hair, it had reached a plateau where it wasn't growing past a certain length. And that length is right, right below my neck. Just right, let's just call it shoulder level. It had reached the shoulder level and wasn't growing past that. So I had to think outside the box. I had to think outside the box, and one of the things that came up was doing a hair mask treatment. And the most recommended one was the bentonite clay due to its various properties. And when you mix it with an oil, any oil of your choosing, I chose olive oil extra virgin and apple cider vinegar and some water. You mix it together, apply it on your head, let it sit and condition your hair for like 20 to 30 minutes. The effects afterwards from other people have been really recommended, and I would say, in my opinion, it was quite good. As you can see here, so I went all the way and made sure I applied every single l- every single inch of my head or my hair with the bentonite clay because I wanted to do this right. If we're gonna do something, do it right. So otherwise, there's no point in doing it. So after my escapade, hmm, I made sure that every inch has been applied. But as I had said, I overestimated the amount that I needed. I ended up having some more bentonite clay than I would care, than I would use, than I would have used that day. And there was no point in just overdoing it. One of the recommendations that was there is that when you're doing the bentonite clay mask, don't put too much of it in your hair. Otherwise, it will be chaos going to wash all of it out. But if you're prepared for that, then that's all well and good. But in essence, as you can see, the curl pattern was just ilikuwa inanibamba tu venye inafanya my curls just the way it was making my curls just what's it called? The way it was just bringing out my curl in a very easy way without me doing a lot. So I ended up putting this in a polythene mask, a polythene cap, which I let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes. And since I had a lot more clay or mixture, I said, why not turn it into a face mask? Because one of the other properties of like, one of the other benefits of the bentonite clay is that you can use it as a face mask. As in for your skin, it's good, especially with that mixture of, what's it called? Damn, the mother, the apple cider vinegar for the mother. Wow, it escapes me. But especially with a mixture of the apple cider vinegar, the olive oil, and some water, I chose to apply it on my face all throughout. I was looking like halfway through, I was laughing because I saw this would be a very nice costume for Halloween. I don't know the dead what they call the zombie bride and zombie groom. This would be a killer one. This would be a killer one in my opinion. But still, even after using it on my face, I still had a lot more. So I ended up using it in other areas. Hmm, you catch my drift. But again, I'm not a big fan of waste. You should never waste stuff. So why not just use it to revitalize your whole body? Other parts that count. So yeah, I let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes, and I would say it was quite refreshing. It had this cooling effect on my skin, which I really like, and it also tightened up my skin. I think it was kind of when it's due to when for the hair it was to unclog, but also for the skin, I think it absorbs into the skin, closes up the pores, or it goes in and cleanses the skin and then closes up pores. So yeah, it was very fun to do, very exciting for me as well. It's kind of like playing with mud all over again. The last time I played with mud was in damn, I think it was class three in primary. Before I before I was in class before I entered class 4 5. It was the last time I played with clay, and it was fun, especially making the clay forms, clay houses, and I think that's why I'm actually kind of drawn to pottery as an adult. It kind of opens up some dimensions in me, like opening up core memories. So clay is fun. Clay is fun to play with. Get a chance to do it. Have fun. Yeah. That's all I'll say about it.
So as you can see, this is after the wash, and yeah, this is how it looks. In my opinion, I would say it has really softened the hair, and as per my 4C, the curls have, like as you can see, it's an afro without me having to like pat it down, like springs back into place. So your curls are definitely gonna spring back into place. But I like it because it's made my hair soft and malleable, which I can use at this stage. So yeah, the hair mask was really needed for me in this stage because I wanted to detox my hair. I felt it was a bit weighty. I had uh, I had some let's just call them twist outs. I had some twist outs for like close to 2 months. So in between, I was moisturizing and doing all the things that are necessary, but I hadn't really like got in there and like washed and scrubbed it. Plus the mere fact that I had hit a kind of like plateau with my hair, felt I felt the need for a detox because a detox would give it some new life to grow with, some newness. So yeah, this is it. As you can see, the skin to the scalp, I mean, and towards my back. Yeah, I hope you've gotten a glimpse of that. So yeah, my hair is hairy. I'm kind of proud. So yeah, what I'm working on right now is healthy, lengthy hair and maintenance. So as of now, it's reaching right here, the front side that is. It was a bit longer, but due to my avoidance of maintaining it and some bad habits in between, it kind of like broke. But I'm back. I'm back, bitches. So yeah, as of now, it's at this length. As of now, it's at this length, reaching my mouth. Yeah, and it was a bit longer, but I had stayed a long while, like close to 3 months, without putting it in any protective styles. I was just the way you see it right now. It was just in an afro state, and when it's in this kind of state, it tends to break a lot. So yeah, now I'm gonna be more attuned to it, treat it like my baby because it is my baby. So yeah.
I wanted to emphasize something. When I said treat it like your baby, I meant it because the same way you're hyper attuned to a baby's needs, when the baby is crying, you check, oh, do they want water? Do they want food? Do they want their diapers changed? It's the same way you're gonna have to be paying more, the same type of attention you're gonna have to pay with your hair. If you wanna see immense growth, if you wanna see her, if you wanna see longevity, if you wanna see life, and if you want to maintain it, you have to treat it like your baby. Yeah. So when it's dry, when you touch your hair and you feel it's dry, moisturize it. When you feel scratchy or your head is itchy, then you need to wash your hair, wash your head, moisturize your head, condition it, do whatever it takes to make sure that you have this kind of, what's it called, equilibrium with how comfortable you feel with your hair and how well it's gonna be doing. Because one, again, not only doing by me saying that you treat it like a baby doesn't mean that you just do the external stuff alone. You also have to work internally because good hair is as a result of how well you're taking care of yourself. If you want to grow really good hair, I would say make sure you're taking good care of yourself. And that includes eating a healthy diet. You all know what a healthy diet looks like. But within that healthy diet, include things that help your hair grow, such as zinc. You can eat more foods with zinc. You can eat more foods with iron, like the eggs. Back back in 2018 and 2019, I used to eat an egg every day. I used to make sure I eat an egg every day. And my hair grew leaps and bounds. But it wasn't just the egg. I was doing the egg. I was doing rice water bath, rice water bath for at least once in a week. And I was using amla oil. I don't know if you know that oil for Indian oil. It's very nice. It's very nice on your hair. And I would say that the oil kind of locks in the moisture. You should apply the oil after you've moisturized. So it can lock in the moisture and you can let it sit with your hair for grow. But in essence, the little things, the small little things that I was doing is what I'm getting back, taking care of my hair. So again, treat it like your baby. Treat yourself like a baby. Because treating it like a baby requires you to take better care of yourself. So in essence, take care of your gut health, eat right, be be attuned to what's going on and what you're exposing your hair to. And I can assure you, keep doing that consistently, you will see results and you will love yourself for it. Regardless, be kind, stay safe, and see you in the next video. In the next video, actually, sneak peek, I'll be giving you some insights into how I got this new hairstyle. Yeah, let me not give you too much of a teaser, but it's the dreads. The dreads I actually ended up installing, but that's as much as I can say for now. Just know it looks good, feels good, and I'll tell you all about it in the next video. Stay tuned.